breakage or accidental erasure of the tape, which obviously is not an issue here. What we have here are digital copies of everything. There's no risk of erasing or breaking. They can be duplicated as much as we would like. Now, I do agree that that is what Anderson says, but I think it's important to note that what Anderson says is about a statement, a video of a statement.
What's up, everyone? Uh, I think this is the verdict here, guys. Okay, testing, testing. Uh, I think we about to get ready to have a verdict, guys. So I got on quick here for y'all. I think this is it.
Here we're talking not about statements, but a video.
One second, guys. I've rushed on.
And that was, you sent the video, I think it was an armed robbery, back to the jury room. It was appealed. There's a per curiam unpublished opinion.
Can you cite a case that the judge actually remembers?
That what?
I remember. This was on 70.
All right, guys.
Pulled up at the I don't know, it's about 43rd Avenue and 75th Street, and there was a video of the incident itself. And go ahead. I'll take the fine. It's $50. Hope he's ready to take it too.
I hope y'all can
I don't know.
hear.
This
I
is what I mean
rushed
about
the stream.
That's what we're doing. The thing about breaking the tape, that's from the original Maurice Franklin case. I talked about it a few days ago. I tried that case right here in this courtroom. I was a district attorney, and
I was supposed to do this at 12.
And he had a very small.
But I think they got a verdict here.
Robbery in which the man was killed.
I'll make sure that my stream looks alright.
So he was charged as part of the crime, and he had a very non-knowledgeable and stubborn attorney, and insisted on taking the case to trial without really, well, for whatever reasons. And the law was clear. It was a premeditated murder by a 15-year-old boy. And Mr. Franklin was, I think, 18. And he never even entered the building. He was a lookout. And the defense attorney stood right down there and said, the intent does not transfer from one person to another. And then the judge correctly read the instruction. It's called transferred intent, and he's guilty of any act which is a natural, probable, and usual consequence of the armed robbery. And that concluded the murder. And so Mr. Franklin was convicted of first-degree murder. Judge Morton, who was a wonderful man, who had a heart of gold, and who knew the law, granted judgment and sentenced him to life imprisonment, and commented that he hoped the case got reversed. And it was reversed for a different reason. But they discussed that statement that you're talking about, a tape-recorded statement. This was in 1974, as I recollect, right on the
Okay, y'all. I hope y'all can see pretty well.
There he was. He erased 14 minutes of President Nixon's
1 second. Okay.
behavior.
There
And there was he lost his job. And so this was a big deal.
I've been keeping a good eye on this, so as soon as he came back, I got on the stream.
That's not an issue.
I rushed it, but this may be the verdict coming, so I'm going to keep it up, guys. Stay tuned. This is a very important case for us gun owners, so people need to be on this.
The incident on 75th Street that happened more recently, what was the name of it? Flint. I admitted that because I said, no, that those rules don't apply because this is actually an image. These are images of the event occurring as opposed to a statement of the accused or a statement of a witness, which were the cases of Franklin and Anderson cases. And so I do feel that those rules are not, the rules to be derived from Anderson are not strictly applicable to the to footage from the actual event which is claimed to have been criminal. So it's not just that one case. There are
Okay,
other cases
I
that
did
have
it.
admitted these videos
I'm cut up all the way.
and let the jury.
Should be.
They complain about the case of, well, I don't know what to say, but he was convicted of attempted murder of a police officer. Well, actually, I think of reckless endangerment or something. Because of video footage that they had to come down here and watch on a tiny computer, and we had to bring them down 3 at a time because we could only let them see a time. I think that's so outrageous. But you know, I have to be aware. You want me to kind of just let them have what they gather, what you say. Although actually, most of the time, your office has come in here and told me, no, Judge, don't risk our case. So don't send this. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Tell me.
Judge, I do not believe Anderson applies directly. I believe that because it is of all these requests are of the incidents themselves, that I believe the jury should be able to watch them as they see fit, watch them, pausing them, rewatching them, watching them in any way they see fit, in any configuration they see fit. I believe that the Franklin and Anderson cases, I understand how someone's statement, a videotape statement, could be overemphasized. I do not see how videotapes of an incident could be overemphasized or looked at too much. And really, that's what this whole trial has been. While there's been lots of testimony, almost everything testified to is on video. So, to me, I believe it is clear that given that it's a videotape of the incident, they should be able to view it as they see fit. Now, Anderson, again, of his statement, says it should be an open court.
Okay.
That certainly can be done. The jury may feel uncomfortable, obviously. So I think if the court makes specific findings as to why it's appropriate in this case to send it back, we could send it, or actually what I would propose is making the courtroom the jury room, clearing out the courtroom, checking for any devices that would be recording the deliberations. We can either give them all the exhibits and instruct them to only watch the numbers that we agree on or that are allowed, or
But yeah, for the people that's tuning in, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you smack that like button, share this video out. I know this is like an hour and some change late, but yeah, I'm just streaming from another stream, and yeah, hopefully we can get this verdict heard here in a second.
It will survive any scrutiny on that issue if there is any kind of guilty verdict.
Well, you're suggesting an abandonment of the insulting precedent of the last hundreds of years, that the jury might overemphasize some aspect of the exhibit. He says it should be played only once if it's played at all. And you say play it as much as you want, which my intellect tells me is the best way, because as I talked about the Tsarnaev case, that's how it got solved. And it seems to me this is a pursuit of truth, and you should take the course that you think will lead you there. And if the jury thinks they want to look at it 80 times and they want to talk about it and criticize each other for their respective views of it, I think.
Make sure y'all click that like button, share the video out.
That has not been the law in this country, which, in my estimation, treats jurors very poorly. And so I don't know. Your office, this is the first for me that your office is agreeable to this. But that doesn't mean you can't do it. You can.
And usually, the only time I've ever encountered this issue, I can't speak to everyone that's been in my office the last few years. The only time I've ever encountered this issue with you or any judge, I believe, is because it's a statement. And the incident is different. So, and what the court must weigh is whether...
They're talking about that new footage.
You and I at least agree whether a party will be unduly prejudiced by submission to the exhibit. They've already been submitted. And then improper use. I understand how, especially a statement of a child or a statement of a defendant being reviewed over and over and stopped and rewound, how that could be an issue. But if it of an actual incident like this, which is what this whole trial has been, is showing videos of the incident. And I think it is fair to this jury and fair to the process, frankly fair to the defendant, if they're able to see the videos as they see fit. So we can either give them, if the court adopts this, we can give them a drive with the acceptable exhibits. They can play them. They could have access to the court technology if everyone is kicked out, and it can continue as that. I don't know if the court can allow that with its calendar, but
this is more important than anything I've got out on the calendar.
The state's position is that Anderson is very strictly relevant only to a statement of a witness or defendant.
By the way, what about, I now have had the chance during the break to read the defendant's motion for dismissal.
Yes.
And there are allegations made there about the material that was provided to them.
Yes.
Certainly if I follow through on what you want, I think I warned the other day because I was queasy, very queasy about this particular exhibit from the drone. We exchanged a lot of emails over the weekend about it.
For the guys tuning in, they're talking about that new footage, and I'm pretty sure the defense is asking for a mistrial with prejudice.
If it turns out that it's not technologically sound, this is, I referred to it as the situation as a house of cards. This is just more weight on that. If I now allow them to review it without restriction as to times,
Judge,
comfortable with that?
we are. Now, if I can respond at least to that portion of the motion to dismiss, it's factually inaccurate. So let me go back to the first Friday of trial. Mr. Lukowski was testifying. In the middle of his testimony, I got a notification that there was someone at our office who was refusing to give his name with a drone video. This drone video was shown on Fox News a couple days after the incident. It apparently was on the internet briefly and then taken down. The defendant's first attorney, Mr. Pierce, appeared on the Tucker Carlson show and discussed the video and seemingly brought the video. We've been told since then by the person who took the footage that they've sold the video to Fox News. Now, we've had a poor quality of this video the entire time. It's actually in Exhibit 41, which the defense submitted. On Friday, the individual who took the footage, who had been unable to find, came and airdropped the footage to Detective Howard. Airdropping is a way that it just goes from phone to phone. It doesn't go through text messages or email. It has to be iPhone to iPhone. So in the middle of Mr. Lukowski's testimony, I asked Mr. Howard to go, and our investigator, to go speak with this individual and see what he had. I suspected it was this video from the Tucker Carlson show. It was. Detective Howard got a airdropped copy. He brought it into court. As soon as the next break happened, which I believe was just minutes after he arrived, as soon as the next break occurred, which I believe was just minutes after Detective Howard arrived, I took all three defense attorneys.
Sorry guys, having technical difficulties.
Are not relevant, and I also indicated that we now had a much better quality drone video. Detective Howard asked them how they would like to receive it. Ms. Wisco asked it if he emailed to her. He emailed her the file. Now, somewhere along the lines, whether it was, it appears the issue is, I believe Ms. Wisco could not have an airdrop because she has an Android phone. Going from an iPhone to a Android, it appears somehow compressed the file.
An Android phone too.
We did not know that this would occur. If I knew how to compress files and knew all this technology things, I'd have a much better job. So this file was given to us. We gave what we fully believed was the full file to Ms. Wisco. It was admitted to evidence. It was the authenticity was stipulated to. It came in without objection. We've heard many times this trial how there was no objection. It was an exhibit for 4 days and played and shown to the jury and on the screen for 4 days. And then on Friday is when I think we all discovered that something had happened to Ms. Wisco's file. She played it on the big screen. It clearly looked different than the copy we all had. I believe we offered to airdrop it to the other attorneys, and I think it was declined because they didn't know how to use airdrop. And then we got her the full copy. We cannot be held responsible for the software on Ms. Wisco's phone.
There you go.
We didn't compress anything. We didn't change anything. That would have been something that happened in the transfer that we had no knowledge of.
Sorry about that, guys.
Give them a different copy, and until Friday when Ms. Wisco played it and it looked different than what we've been looking at, we had no idea it was any different. And then when requested, I gave her. So what I did is I took an email from Detective Howard. He emailed me the file. It was not compressed. I don't know, probably because it's Apple to Apple, or I was using Gmail at the time. It was the full, as far as we know, the only copy of the video we were ever given, the only copy that's ever been had, and then I put it on a thumb drive to give the state crime lab. So I cannot explain why Ms. Wisco's file had been compressed. That is not something that we can be held accountable for. We didn't know it. We don't, and if Ms. Wisco knew it, it wasn't brought up until Friday. Now, there was some dispute Friday about there being different copies. There was no different copy. The software on Ms. Wisco's phone, or whatever software she used to view it, compressed the file. The only compressed file is the one Ms. Wisco has. All the ones that we have seen, and we did not alter the file. None of us know how to alter the file. None of us know how to compress the file. We wouldn't have had time to do so. You can probably go back on.
Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna fix something again.
Detective Howard brings it in, and while Mr. Lakowski's being worked on and the photos they worked on. The email from my personal Gmail account is the file that went to the state crime lab. I was told to bring it to the state crime lab. I was already home on Saturday. I did not have access to anything but my computer. I had Detective Howard email it to me.
Alright, guys, I'm back. I'm sorry about that.
On a thumb drive at home, and I took it to the crime lab.
Just had some technical difficulties.
I don't know if Mr. Binger somehow retitled it, but the image I gave the crime lab is on my.
But basically, they're talking about that new video evidence that they did not submit.
I take offense that what I'm saying is untrue. Clearly,
Well, obviously we're going to have to take this testimony under oath, and we're going to have to get somebody to explain all this. Who has some competence, which
If you look at the report from the state crime lab, they indicate the originating file that they received was the one with the expanded title that we did not receive until Saturday. If it had been the same file as 88 Kraus says it is, why wasn't that labeled on their receipt as being IMG 059 or 159?
Mr.
If that
Kraus.
is the exact same thing, then that does not add up.
Mr. Kraus.
Why did he include in his report a different title?
I'm looking at the email. It is image0159.mov. When it's downloaded to computer, perhaps it has a different title. On my phone and on my Gmail, that is the image. I'm watching the video right now. This is the precise one that was given to the state crime lab. I had no other access. At this point, the first time this was ever put on any kind of hard drive is when I did it Saturday at my home. And I'll do a little experiment here. I'll save it to my computer and see if the title changes. But
We're going to do this. Pardon me?
I accidentally saved it 3 times because I was trying to re-download it multiple times, and it all saved it as IMG.
Yo, what's up, Owen? Thanks for tuning in. Yes, he's innocent. They're trying to figure out what they're going to do about this new video footage.
People, and we're going to have to take testimony under oath. This is what the facts are. And
Mistrial with prejudice. Come on.
I'll reiterate my comment, which started this discussion, which was that given the cloudy picture about this particular exhibit,
Needs to be a mistrial. Come on, Judge.
This is a high-risk strategy for the state. I was queasy about this from the beginning, and I'm only queasier about it now.
Come on, Judge. Do the right thing. Come on, Judge. You got this, man. Do the right thing. He's thinking. He's thinking. I know he'll do the right thing. People need to be watching this, so make sure y'all share it and smack that like button for people can see what is going on. This is very important, guys. Especially for us people that own guns. This is very important. Like, people need to get off their asses and get involved and watch this type of stuff.
show the jury the exhibits. I'm really not concerned about the image. As I've said multiple times, I believe much too much has been made of this image. Mr. Binger didn't even mention it in his closing. We didn't show it in either our closing and rebuttal. The other evidence was admitted without objection with a stipulation to authenticity, and I believe it should be played. It's already been played for the jury, and they should be brought down, and we can put all the other exhibits on a thumb drive outside of 160. Outside of exhibit 155, which is the image that the court has received over objection. But the other exhibits were not objected to, and again, the defense, although a prior attorney, had access to this video 3 days after the incident. So to now claim that they are somehow prejudiced is preposterous. I understand it's previous counsel, but it is still the defendant's attorney.
Yeah, I know the prosecutor is a fucking
Attorney
fool.
Pierce did not turn something over that he had and that he seemingly brought to the Tucker Carlson show. That also is not our responsibility.
Your Honor, can I briefly respond to that?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Pierce was my client's attorney. As Mr. Kraus said, Tucker Carlson purchased that video. That video is very different from the video that was delivered here in quality, color, there. We stipulated to the video based upon what they gave us. We didn't see it as anything different. We were given.
I want to stop you now, because why do you say that the one that Mr. Carlson bought, Tucker Carlson bought, is different from
Black and white.
that was okay. Go ahead.
And we stipulated to that video when we looked at our copy because it didn't add anything except color. We didn't have the quality. And that's where this whole problem starts. And we weren't aware of the quality until after the evidence had closed on Friday, when we were here and it was plugged in as Ms. Wisco was saying. That's when we found out there was a problem, what had been given to us versus what they had. That's when the whole problem comes up. So that's as to that video. The other one, and I'll just say it because it's going to be an issue, FBI aerial with all POI'd marked. That, when we're going over this list, has come to my attention. I played that for the jury. It never got marked or moved in, even though it's been played.
Are you kidding me?
I am not kidding you,
Can we
Judge.
put it in evidence now?
That's what I think would be the proper way to do it.
If the defense agrees that all the drone videos go back, we will agree that that should be
Can I
marked
run
in
a compromise?
evidence.
This isn't, let's make a deal here.
They did not mark the evidence. They did not move it.
But it was played to the jury.
Yes, and not marked or moved.
I thought it was part of the hard drive that everything was going in.
And I thought we gave them a full and complete copy of the video. So,
I hope it's a mistrial with prejudice. Come on.
Well, I'm going to reopen the evidence and admit what they saw. The next sequential number. How can I not give it to them? You tell me.
then I would ask that evidence that's been admitted also go to the jury. That has been legally admitted in front of the jury. And follow the proper procedure.
Let's take one thing at a time.
Your Honor, just for the record as well, there was an additional difference that we found in the metadata between the two videos, is that if you look at the metadata from the file that we received from the state, is their create date is 11/5/2021 at 15:10:31. If you look at our video that we were provided, the metadata, the create time is 21 minutes and 19 seconds later.
Judge, we're looking at the Tucker Carlson interview with Attorney Pierce. It is not black and white. It is color, and it actually does seem to be high definition, like this video. We're watching. It's online. You can watch it.
Yes. It should end today. With all this other nonsense that's going on, it's going to piss the judge off, and he's going to call it mistrial with prejudice.
What about that? If his prior attorney, he's got it.
I don't know. They said that Tucker Carlson bought it. And that's what goes to this whole thing, this urban air. We sent out an investigator to interview the owner of Urban Air to try and get this video. And I can get the report. I don't have it with me. And the individual lives out in the Lake Geneva area. And he lied to our investigators and said, we are mistaken that the drone permit wasn't for this video. And now it's come from his company. He shut down his company 17 days after this video was released. We've tried to get this video, and then it shows up on the Friday after the trial has started. And it's dropped off by
very,
the employee,
very
not the
suspicious.
person who we interviewed who owned the company.
ball won't come to you.
So, well, if we're moving on, at least for the moment, let's go to number 4.
Yeah.
So, it seems that the request, it says view video, but I believe it's actually, 3 videos.
I did not hear you, sir.
It asks for a video, but I believe they're actually asking for 3 videos, and I think we agree on this, that it asks view video starting with Mr. Grosskreuz's interview with Mr. Rittenhouse. That is Exhibit 3. It's also duplicated as Exhibit 57. That is the live stream that Mr. Grosskreutz took that night. That does not actually depict the second incident. It does, you can hear the shots, but then it asks to 10 seconds after Mr. Grosskreutz shooting. I believe that's what's referred to as the BG on the scene video, which is number 5. And then it indicates in regular and slow motion. The only slow motion of that incident is the BG on the scene video, and that was the one that Dr. Black created and played. That was moved and admitted. It does not formally have a number because it's on a drive. We do not object to it being given a number and sent back, or played however the court deems appropriate. So we would ask that. So I believe there's 3 exhibits they're requesting. The state does not object to them having access. However, it is deemed appropriate to those exhibits.
All right. So, and that's by agreement, and then the question is where and what restrictions will be put on their use of those videos.
The state's position is that they should be given the exhibits or told what numbers they are. The courtroom should be cleared. They should watch them on the monitors they've been watching the whole case on. And that can be set up, and then everyone can leave, and they can discuss it. Now, it says...
All by themselves, or...
By themselves.
Okay.
Just as
I
jury
assume
room.
that somebody has got the technical ability to trigger playing of the videos.
That's a fairly simple process. They can be given a computer with you just plug it into the side, and then they can just press the thing. If there's...
Whether it's have other matter on it.
We have, I believe our computer, if it doesn't have anything else in this case, it may have like Microsoft Word or something on it, but there's no other evidence of this case on it. It's not my computer. It would be we have some standalone laptops to do this type of thing.
What's the position?
We were talking about it, and the question that I have, and I don't have an answer because it wasn't in any of these cases, is there any right, if we're doing it in court, is there any right for Mr. Rittenhouse to be present?
More than if they had paper exhibits and they were discussing them. And certainly the defendant can't be in the room when they're talking about them.
Well, I agree with that.
Why is the video different?
Well, if you clear the room and say this is now the jury deliberation room, which is what they've asked.
No. I want to go back a step.
Okay.
Supposing I said, well, let's just get a computer that has nothing else on it, or that is everybody feels is sufficiently sanitary, and let's put these exhibits on a flash drive or download them onto the computer, whatever, and then send that upstairs. Let them do it like they would if they were paper exhibits, and they can play it and discuss it as much as they want. Now, I'm talking right now only about question number 4, because there's other issues with respect to question number 5, and fortunately they're not here yet because they haven't requested it. But this would be a departure from the Anderson case for sure. That would not be incompatible with what I did in the Flint case. Flint. Who's okay with that?
Sorry?
Who's okay with that?
We are okay with that. Based on what you said, so we're not waiving anything on 5.
You're not waiving anything on 5.
Then that's okay for 4.
Okay, now we just need to get a clean computer. And you say you have some available, Mr. Krause? One of those?
Damn, court is so boring.
Well,
Jeez.
I'm gonna go and do something else. Well, I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay and do something else. And I'll let you fellas try to work this up. And
At this point, Your Honor, they have not requested what we're fighting about.
they have not requested.
At this point, they have not requested what we're fighting about.
You are correct.
Okay.
Alright, guys, well, just taking a little quick break, trying to figure this shit out. What I'm gonna do is be right back. I'll leave the stream up. I don't know if y'all want to watch this, even though there's nothing going on now, or just chit chat for a while. This is messy now. This is very messy. I don't know, guys. Like, I think it can go either way, to be honest. Obviously, I want him to be found innocent, but not guilty, and get over this. But, you know, you got the prosecution doing all this BS about this damn footage. So, see what's going on with the stream. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hit the be right back button, and I'll be back on when it's up again. So I'll be right back, guys. Alright, guys, I found something else that we can watch if y'all want to. So let's tune into them. Right Side Broadcasting Network. Shout out to them. They're at the courthouse right now. Trying to do a full screen for you guys so y'all can see better.
Some of the jurors inside here may know some of the people out here protesting in support. So in a small town court case that has such big national and global attention, you would expect some very awkward and maybe in fact intimidating moments coming out of here security-wise. So the judge did say a couple hours ago, I'm paraphrasing here, that he will rethink possibly televising future court cases due to the fact that the media has played a substantial role in fueling some of the emotions here in this court case. And as you can imagine, this has been created.
I'm just gonna leave it like
to
this.
Be such a racially motivated
Make sure it's at
case.
1080p.
Even though everyone involved in this case is white, so there's doesn't have racial implications at all. Although the media has done a disservice painting it like it's a racial or white supremacy type of issue. Now, even President Biden, before this court case started, was labeling Rittenhouse as a white supremacist, even though there was no factual evidence to back that claim up. They went all over his social media pages. They dug deep into his text messages. There's no evidence suggesting that Kyle Rittenhouse was a white supremacist and did this, in fact, of a white supremacy. So that is important to note there, and that's one of the things, how the media can play a big role in people's perceptions of what's going on, because it's the way they cover it, the opinions that are thrown out prior to the trial of claiming things happened in a certain way before the evidence is actually released. Now, this is day 2 of deliberations, and of course they started yesterday. Making sure we don't miss anything behind us. This is day 2, first day. That if you take something to the streets means that potentially something negative could happen. Now, we talked to the representative earlier that was a part of Black Lives Matter, told me that the troublemakers that have been following the summer of 2020, going to these cities and looting and rioting, aren't necessarily associated with BLM. He denounced their involvement with his organization. Now, that's his words, not mine. I'm just passing that along to you. With that said, you can imagine that opportunists found in every city as far as getting involved.
Give me 1 second here.
Really,
I'm just trying to get the full screen on, but it's not working out for me. The judge wants to take a break, so I went to another stream. This is Right Side Broadcasting Network. They're outside of the courthouse, and I don't know what's going to happen. It should not be taking this long to get a verdict out. It's very messy, and that's not good. It's not good at all.
Out here in a few minutes, take a listen inside the courtroom if possible. We're working on trying to get that set up where we can do that. They've got it on behind us there, listening to proceedings, and this is the first time they've done that. Normally, you've got guys behind us with the bullhorns that are just essentially shouting out different rants and things like that. But they have been listening to the proceedings, which I think is very important. I said this earlier. I feel like some of the people here are not listening to the details of the court case. Rather, they're more involved in the emotional aspect of it, and maybe some of the stuff.
Yeah, a lot of those people there have no idea what's been going on.
Which is very important that we understand that you've got to make your decision based upon the facts and not necessarily your emotions on a case. When I talk to them, they say that the judicial system in this country is broke, it's fractured. I just ask you to look towards the George Floyd case. That case, very heated court case, obviously, went through the wheels of justice, found Derek Chauvin and other officers, guilty in that regard. So you have the wheels of justice moving, and I think we should let that play out here. Let the jurors see the evidence. Let them go over the facts of this case, and then make a decision based on that. And until then, it's our responsibility as a media company, and it's a responsibility of media companies that are set up out here as well, is to reserve the fact, to reserve that opinion. We've seen many, and I'm going to call them out, but many mainstream media simply not waiting for the facts to make these wide assumptions on this Rittenhouse case. So
yeah, the mainstream media always does that.
We want to hear everything, just like you guys should.
Fake news.
You were involved in a court case like that. Let me step aside, see what's going on behind me. Lots of shouting. I can hear it from behind me. Lots of emotions as we get a little bit further in the day. 1:32 here locally. just kind of going to update on my Twitter to see what's going on right now. If I'm missing anything, I want to bring that to you live. I'm going to remind you to follow us on social media. Obviously, Right Side Broadcasting Network across all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram. Subscribe to us on YouTube, on Rumble, Getter. What a great day we had yesterday on Getter. My goodness. We had 30,000 plus people, I think, at one point watching us on Getter. So I appreciate you guys doing that. Jason Miller, his whole team, has rolled out a fantastic social media platform. So I encourage you, if you don't have it on your phone, go download that app. Also download our app as well. Right Side Broadcasting Network is on your Apple, your Android platform. Download that on your phone. It's real easy. It's absolutely free, and you can stream everything we do right there on your phone. You'll get notifications that when we're going to go live, which is always good. We also have shows like Red, White, and Truth with Mike Crispy. We have Diamond and Silk. The great Michael Savage, conservative talk show host, has his podcast on there as well. Plus Laura Trump as well is on there. So great lineup of content. Great resource for all this stuff. And, of course, you can always go to our website, rsbnetwork.com, and sign up for our newsletter. I mean, what a great resource we have there. It didn't take but 2 minutes to put your email in there, get this information. We've got a great staff of writers that are always on topics that are concerning to you and I. You'll get those newsletters right to your inbox, and that's free as well. While you're on that website, rsbnetwork.com, why don't you hit the /donate, and feel free to donate to us. You know, we appreciate it. We've got great patriots like Mike Lindell. We got great patriots like the Simple Scrub. We introduced that product to you a couple weeks ago. What a great product that is. TheSimpleScrub.com.
Hey.
Put that promo code RSBN, and you'll get a.
He's not talking about nothing. Basically, we're on just standby. This is taking way too long. It should have been had a verdict out yesterday. So what I'm gonna do is be right back again and see what's going on inside of the courthouse. Give me 1 second.
steadfast on being an American first network. We've got some programming coming up that will reflect all of that. So we're going to dip out of here in a few minutes. It's 1:37. We'll pop back in at about 2:05, give you a different look of what's going on out here, and give you a different perspective. Until then, we'll see you back here in a few minutes. You guys hang in there. We'll be right back.
Alright, well, it's basically just a um bunch of stuff going on inside the courthouse about the new video evidence, and that's gonna cause this to even go be longer, and it should not take this long to get a verdict out and all of that. I think the jurors are still hesitant because of the potential riots and them getting doxxed by the mainstream media. But if you're on jury duty, you're supposed to be doing your job, your feelings and stuff. I'm pretty sure you get protection and whatnot. But they need to be doing a job and get a verdict out here. So I still think it's going to be today, but we're just going to have to see. So I'm going to be right back again until something else come up. So stay tuned. Alright, guys. I'm back. It look like there's nothing going on still. Let me cut my phone on vibrate real quick. Cut this down too. Why is this up so loud? There we go. Give me 1 second, guys. Alright. Oops. Okay. So basically, I'm just sitting here idle, waiting on something to happen for you guys. I saw about 6 of y'all come in here, but yeah, like I mean, if you guys want to sit and watch this, I mean, we can if you want to, but there's nothing going on, guys. It's just a standby. But I hope you guys are having a good day. You guys are getting prepared for anything that's about to go down, because there's a lot going on just besides this in this country, like I stated in many videos. But if you guys want to talk about prepping stuff, I'm down if anyone's still watching. I think my mic may be picking up something. Give me a second, guys. Is my mic picking up something? Let me see here. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, I think I fixed it. I was having a issue here with my mic, as usual. This is a pretty pricey mic, and I'll be having a lot of issues with it, but it still worked for the most part. But yeah, this is just nonsense the way it's taking so long just to get our verdict. Like, I know this kid is very nervous. Obviously, it's his fate, and it is sitting on it. The jury need to do the damn job and get this over with. Obviously, from my eyes, but that, it's just me. I know everyone don't think like me. Just put yourself in his shoes. If you was there doing the same thing, what in the hell would you would have done? These people need to hurry up and wrap this up. 'Cause I know the whole country's watching this. Everyone's watching this. But as of now, there's nothing going on, guys. But stand by, because anything could happen. This is court. Anything could happen. So stand by. I hope my mic isn't making a noise on y'all's end. I've been live. Why is it saying 8 minutes? That's weird. The thing about court is they just take the good old time, and I'm just trying to get this out to you guys. I know there's other streamers that y'all can watch, but there's nothing going on with them either. I know people has had enough with the things that's been going on here in this country. I know I have. If they convict this kid, oh man, America is done. We are done. That's just my opinion. We're not doing anything, you know. That's what people are starting to notice, that the people who actually own the guns aren't doing anything but just watching. Like me. I'm watching. But I hope this kid gets off and sue the shit out of everyone, including YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, big tech, and all the mainstream media. He's going to be making a lot of money if he's found innocent. Well, not guilty. I'm sorry. Well, same thing. But I don't know, guys. It's taking them a long time to straighten this shit out with that new footage. This is annoying, very annoying. I'm nervous for them. The jurors are acting all scary now. Well, two of them are. So if they're acting all scary, afraid of the news giving out the information, the name and whatnot, then it looks like it's leaning to a not guilty verdict. But I don't know, guys. I honestly don't know. I wish I was in that jury right now. Oh my goodness. Also, there's a chance of him getting a mistrial with prejudice. If it's with prejudice, that means everything's like done. But if it's without it, the prosecutor can prosecute him again. Like he'll go through the same thing with a different judge and different jurors all over again. No one's not trying to pay all these court fees. Court is very expensive and boring. But this is for his life. I think my mic is having issues again, guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying to fix it. Yeah, I think I know what the issue is. Give me a second, y'all. Testing, testing. Let me look at the live and see if it's making any noise. Oh my goodness. This technology gets on my nerves sometimes, guys. But there's nothing going on, guys. Okay, yes, my mic is having problems. since there's nothing going on, let me go ahead and try to fix this if I can. Stand by, guys. Did I fix it now? No, I know it's making that static noise. It's this cord. I gotta get a new one. Shoot. Give me a second, guys. Wait a minute. He's back.
Saved directly to the desktop of this computer. They need to be played through the VLC media player app. That is the only thing that the jury needs to know about it. I already have it brought up on the screen. VLC.
It's all Greek to me.
Yes. The application is already up on the computer. All they need to do is go through the application, click open file, and then they can view the videos.
I wonder if a piece of plain notepad, so they have that. They probably would know, but there might be someone like me up there who wouldn't.
It's the only, I believe that Windows Media Player is the default. However, if you try and play them through that, nothing comes up. Sure, we can reset the default.
Okay, so we're all on board with that? Mr. Rittenhouse, you know what's happening here?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any question about it at all?
No, Your Honor.
Any problem with this?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
Judge, while Attorney Wisco is preparing the computer, during this little break, we've done some more looking, and in terms of the drone video, I don't want to re-argue it, but I just want to state what happened. When Detective Howard obtained the video, he airdropped it to my phone, which is a lossless type procedure, or at least it didn't change anything. At some point, I emailed it to myself, which did not change anything. It has the file name, the long file name. I did ask Detective Howard to email it to me as well. Then it had the IMG file name that Attorney Wisco received. So somehow in this Detective Howard transmitting it to everyone, if it was emailed, it was compressed. If he airdropped it, it was complete. And that was not known by anyone until a few days ago on Friday.
Well, this may pass. They haven't asked for it yet. They wanted us to be ready, and of course we're not. But let's take a step at a time. And I just heard their bell ring, so perhaps they have something more of interest to us.
So Judge, we've been talking, if they do come back with question number 5 or whatever it is, whatever. You have talked about in great detail and length, and it's completely appropriate, the transparency of wanting this to be a fair trial and everything else. And I'm finding that difficult in that one of the linchpins of the state's case was information. Go ahead.
I'm just going to interrupt you long enough to have the material that we've agreed to go up. So If that's ready, Ms. Wisco, we'll have the bailiff take it up. They're ready for the video. I don't know what that means. But let's send up what number 4, and then I will hear the rest of what you have to say about number 5. So is that ready to go up?
Yes, I'm having problems with setting it as the default because of the way that I sanitized the computer just now. So if we can go up with the note saying must play.
Send the note up. Have the DA look at it and make sure it's okay with them.
If you can make sure they plug the power cord in because the battery is low. It says must play.
I'm still here, guys. I'm just having mic issues. Uh-oh.
Question 4, it's coming up. Yeah, go ahead.
Please keep it open though so that they don't have to log in.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's no longer allergies. It's cold. But go ahead. Yeah, there's no restriction on their use.
So, Your Honor, we were talking during the break, and the reality of it is, one of the main portions of the video, the thing that you watched, however many times you watched it, on a video that we had the video, not the clarity and not the quality. I think that's been conceded that we didn't.
They're having audio issues too.
We would have done this case in a little bit different manner if that was the situation, where we didn't have specific. I don't want to say we didn't have the evidence because I don't think that's a fair way to say it, but we didn't have the quality of evidence that the state had until the case had been closed. That rested, and we were going to open our closings on Monday. We've talked to Mr. Rittenhouse, and I'm going to be asking the court for a mistrial based upon the fact that if we're really trying to get to the heart of it, we've watched the video, I can tell you what we think, but it doesn't matter what we think.
Uh-oh.
Because we don't get to present that to the jury anymore. And I think if we're going to try to do this in a way that is free from anybody hiding anything, anybody not having the same evidence as everybody else has, where it is clearly a level, fair playing field, we have to ask for this, and I'm asking for it. We understand that it's going to be without prejudice. We understand that the state can redo this case if the court grants it. We understand they will do it again. But then I think we will all have the same information, the same quality of videos, and I think that is required in a case like this where he's looking at a life sentence, potentially without parole if he's convicted. And to not get that until the evidence has already been closed, that doesn't strike me as fair. So for those reasons, I'm making that request.
All right. I'm not going to invite yet because the jury has not requested to see number 5, and it'll still have to be addressed because the jury saw it here in the courtroom. But
I'm sorry, Judge, but if I understand Attorney Trofsky's request.
Yo, what's up, Shelly? How you doing? I'm having mic issues at the moment, so I'm not talking as much. But if they do it without prejudice, then they will foul again, and we gotta do this all over again.
At this point, I don't think me
Damn
pointing
it.
fingers and doing that is going to be the end-all, be-all. I think what it is I can tell you, and I think the state can tell you, we got a compressed version, which was not of the quality that they had. We learned that Friday.
I can try to split screen that.
We learned that.
Give me a second.
We tried to play the video for Your Honor, and the state asked that their AV person be brought over to play their video, which was a higher quality. If this is a disorderly conduct or something, I get it. Talking about a potential life sentence here. So I'm making that request.
and again, I'm going to say that it has to be addressed if there's a guilty verdict on any degree. That count. Well, even perhaps on the others too. I don't know. It'll all depend on a number of factors. Then the motion will have to be addressed. But doesn't seem to have the urgency right now until the jury, if and when the jury asks for number 5. That doesn't change the fact that they're making the motion, or that it could affect the case as a whole. But I'm not going to invite your response now until I know whether the jury wants number 5. Does that make sense? If it doesn't make sense, tell me. He was told that they were ready for everything. So, that you have the state's response.
Response invited.
Yeah.
The defendant's first attorney, after he was charged with this case, appeared on an interview, appeared alongside the high-definition version of attorneys since then. But the defendant himself would have been aware of it. His legal team would have been aware of it. Obviously, both sides have attempted to get it, and we were not able to do so.
If you hope Tucker Carlson's got it, you could have subpoenaed it, no?
We didn't know that until, I think, today. And has possession of it. Tried to find the person who took the footage and who ended up being the person who came to our office with it. So this is not a video that was in possession of the state in any way, shape, or form. It was out there in the, I guess, on the internet and in the world in that regard. And I think we're focusing on too heavily on, I guess, a technological glitch, and less on and we should be focusing that this exhibit was played. The jury is asking to see exhibits that they have seen and that the defense saw when they were played in court. What's on my phone or my laptop or the defense's phone or laptop is of no matter. What matters is the exhibit. And that exhibit was played. It was not objected to. The authenticity was stipulated to. And the defense, I understand they didn't realize until Friday, watched this exhibit. They watched it on a television set a few feet from them. They could have watched it on the monitors here. That is what matters. That is what the jury sees. That is what they have seen. That they want to see it again is not prejudicial. It's not prejudicial in any way that the defense had a compressed version now. Obviously, they had seen or had a full version at some point, possibly prior to Attorney Richards becoming the primary attorney. But that is not the fault of the state. And the fact that some technology
Alright guys, I'm having technical difficulties. I tried to split screen two different things. Obviously, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, so didn't ask me to split screen anything else. Let's see here. I'm trying to get the screen back now. Oh my goodness, this is a hassle. Okay. Gotta move it all the way down here again. Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. Split screening, it's something I cannot do. Okay. Watch them.
a mistrial with prejudice. I've heard a couple people talk about that. In terms of the drone footage that the prosecutor submitted, the low quality, low resolution drone footage compared to the high def footage that was available. What part was that play in all of this? I don't know. We've seen the footage, and you know what? Imagine if we didn't have video of this occurring. What exactly would this trial look like without that video evidence from the ground, from independent journalists running around, as well as a drone up in the sky that was able to document a lot of the events that happened that summer night in 2020. So, well, that yet to be determined. Let me step aside. We still have a group of people up here. If I was to jump in the middle of them right now, I can promise you it's probably talking about, Black Lives Matter, obviously a very discussed group here. They have a few representatives here. We've even talked to one on camera, and he denounced the violence that was associated with Black Lives Matter. He denounced all of the crime that followed the protests in the summer of 2020. So that is one thing that he denounced. But we've seen leaders like Hawk Newsom in New York come out and say defiantly that if police return to plain clothes patrol, that the violence would ensue. So you do get two separate messages from this organization. Of course, from what I've seen here, and just from what I've been reporting here, the majority of the message is, for the most part, somewhat peaceful, even though the gentleman with the bullhorn has repeatedly said, if we don't get justice, we'll take it to the streets. I don't want to speculate what that means, but it is what it is. Talk about media presence here. Obviously, a lot of media is here. This is a case that is really gravitated and brought in a lot of people. As we kind of pan over, you'll see the groups, and we've got
Okay, guys.
Course, some
I think I fixed my mic issues just now.
Set up across the street from their more of an anchored type approach, and then they send reporters and cameramen over here. You got this medium in the middle that separates the two properties behind.
Okay.
Looks like some kind of governmental office back in the distance, and there's a park. It's got a veterans memorial actually set up.
I guess we can watch this one right here.
An idea of where the setup is.
Shout out to Right Side Broadcasting Network.
System, which is very odd that they don't have that more protected, but we do have a train running through here about every 15 minutes, it seems like. And then you have the street open here. And
keep an eye on the other
a car coming through here, trying to basically
channel here. What's going on inside of the court.
Here, and that's exactly what happened. So that's what it looks like here. I know that they are still looking at some of the evidence. I'm checking out some of my sources here and the information that I'm getting a lot of stuff through here. There is a lot of intimidation happening right now in terms of what would happen if a verdict, if there was an acquittal on here. And of course, the judge has said openly that the media has been very aggressive towards some of the media speculation. I'm going to make my way through here. We've got a little discussion going on. I want to make sure we can kind of dip in and get an idea what they're talking about.
I live nearby. My house was one of the ones that was on fire. Was everybody else's?
We've got.
Roll out, try to fall.
So. Okay.
Yeah, it looked like it's a bunch of drama going inside the courthouse again.
Right here was agitating and threw something at her, but and that's what we don't want here.
I don't know why
get aggressive.
Black Lives Matter is starting to get aggressive for.
That has an opinion.
Man, this is all a bunch of fucking. This is a clusterfuck, guys.
Situation here. We have a young girl that says she's lived in the area. She was.
This is just madness in this country. Madness.
That had apparently had their businesses burned down.
Wow.
And she's walking away now, and I don't want to. So she's chose to walk that direction. But this is the dialogue here. This is what you have. You have a lot of emotions. You have people that, and I've noticed that she's been standing out here for a while, but she got to the point where she wanted to tell her story. She wanted to tell why she's here, and if it doesn't agree with the narrative of a lot of other people here, they get very aggressive to her. Now we have somebody else talking out over here. Let's see what this guy.
They're aggressive because they're a bunch of fucking kids.
Let me get in here.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Here we go. What are you talking about, woman? The two people that y'all are protesting for are white. Man, these people are just idiots, man. Always bringing up race. Everything's always about race. These are two white people. Yeah, they are. National motherfuckers. Goodness, man. Getting fed up with this shit, guys. I'm shocked YouTube ain't banned me yet from, well, not ban me, but take the stream down.
He could have took an ass whooping and everybody would still be alive. But he brought a gun and changed the game. He brought a gun and it changed the game.
Cal has every right to defend himself with a gun. He's a kid. These are grown-ass men chasing him, you dumb motherfucker. These are grown-ass men chasing him. He was a kid. He shouldn't have been out there. Yes, still his right to go out there as an American citizen. These are grown-ass adults chasing him down. He has every right to defend himself. He got hit in the back of the head with a skateboard. That's deadly force. Getting chased down. Guy tried to grab his gun. Obviously, he's going to grab it to use it on him. So he has every right to end that threat. Then the other guy, he had a fucking gun. Oh my god, this country's done. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Thank our politicians and the mainstream media, Shelly. You gotta add that in too. This is madness. This is maddening. This is, oh my gosh, man. This country's done.
That's one of the things that I've always.
This country is done. It's too divided. How are we supposed to unite? People are easily brainwashed. Easily.
Okay, so that's false. That's a media lie that you've been told.
So you said it's okay for us to just go around here killing people. That's what you said. So let me go get mine out the truck and strap up. And see what the police gonna do.
You have every right to strap up if you legally can own a gun.
You are legally allowed to carry a gun, yes. Okay? Now, if you question, okay, let's just use this as a hypothesis, okay? So if you're carrying a gun, right? Let's say you're carrying a gun, okay? Let's say you're carrying a gun, and somebody comes up to you and tries to take that gun from you forcefully. What would your reaction be to do?
He'll try to shoot him.
My gun is not gonna be out unless I need to pull it.
Okay, well,
No, you answer. I'll let you
so
talk.
now you're violating the law for concealed carry is what you're
Listen,
telling me?
you asked the question. Let me
So
give
now
your.
you're being a criminal.
You don't want me to talk.
Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go feed my animals, but I'll still be around. This is insane. This is insane, guys. It doesn't matter if this kid is found guilty or not. Nothing's gonna change. Nothing's gonna change. It's just gonna get worse and worse and worse and worse. That's why everyone should get prepared, because shit's gonna hit the fan. Watch a lot of prepping channels. Subscribe to my third channel. I'm gonna pull it up here. I'm gonna copy and paste it. You guys can go subscribe to that.
You asking me a question. Let me answer it for you.
Give me 1 second, guys.
Number one, in order for you to buy a gun in the state of Wisconsin, Louisiana, Illinois, you gotta have valid license. Then get it.
You have an ID, not no license.
Okay, I'm a father who has
Go through a background check too.
So stop a second. My 12-year-old is not allowed to buy a gun, but he has a right to have the gun and use it to go hunting when I buy from him. So the argument that says he can't buy a gun doesn't hold water because he can legally accept.
Your son go hunting without you. Yes or no?
Yeah, he goes hunting with other adults. He doesn't need to go with me. He can go with his grandpa.
He won.
Why does
You just broke it. You just broke it. You just broke the term.
not 17. There's a difference.
Okay, but still, once again, he's under supervision, right?
These people are so uneducated, so ignorant.
16 years old on their own property. So
Give me a
there you
second,
go. It's
so
about-
guys.
Private property.
Pulling up my
it's about
third
age.
channel.
It's about age and about when.
Man, you gonna let me talk?
It's about age.
You gonna let me talk?
It's not about
Copy.
Yes, private property is that the police can't come on your shit. Yes, it is. No.
What is this dude even talking about now?
Well, your daughter is legally able to.
These are two white guys that
for that
the
weapon,
protesting.
just make that decision.
Why are they even here? Why are they even there? These are white dudes, not black guys. Why is Black Lives Matter even there?
Not just had it. 'Cause that's, listen,
So if you're a gun advocate, did you see?
They're
how
there
they
to
got
agitate.
gun in trial? Because if you were a gun advocate, you would say that guy completely doesn't know what he's doing. He literally had his finger on the trigger and pointed it at the jury.
he couldn't accept that predicament when he came.
California is not fucked. You guys can still
We not talking
turn it red, like what you saw in the election.
We talking about the crime. What happened?
I don't think it's fucked. Yeah, at least.
I ain't trying to be nothing because at the end of the day, I know the proper way to how to handle.
Alright,
weapons.
let's go my third channel. I'm also live on it as well. Here we go. Make sure you guys go subscribe to this channel as well.
Got an education, got a degree.
PreppingGunGuy channel.
Hold a gun.
Okay, so he might don't carry a gun. Everybody don't carry guns.
I'm
People
gonna
carry
pin it
knives,
if I
bats.
can. Come on, let me pin it.
Okay,
Let me
that's true
pin it.
enough. But at the end of the day, he might don't like guns. You
Oh.
got some people don't like guns.
It's your right not to like
But
guns, my
once
guy.
Again, this boils down to you want to holler self-defense. You knew it was a riot going on in the state of Wisconsin. You should have stayed.
It's my right to love guns, because I do.
Number one, he's not licensed. That's the dumb.
Kid don't have to be licensed. It's open carry state. Dumbass. These people are just here to agitate people. That's why they come. They come to agitate.
Get the hell off that shit, man.
The bad apples has arrived.
But you gonna let me talk? Well, stop interrupting me, please. You listen. You want respect? You want respect, right?
But anyway, guys, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go and feed these animals.
Listen, no.
Give me a sec.
Listen to me.
Oh, this is so frustrating. It's so annoying.
If I was the one
Ugh.
with the AR and went up to that SWAT truck, they'd have either told me three things. Drop the gun, show me your credentials. The hell you mean? The son of a bitch walked right to the police just like this. You not listening. You talking, but you not listening. My point exactly. If that was me as a black person with an assault rifle, they either did three things: shot my ass, asked for my credentials, or took me down with hand-to-hand combat down. They didn't do shit. Threw in some water. Good. Once they found out later on that was him, okay, then justice was applied. But at the end of the day, listen.
FBI statistics.
I guarantee you right now.
This country get hurt by police than African American
Right
any
in
other.
that motherfucking head. You look at the statistics. Look at the. You know what? I'm gonna leave this conversation alone.
You guys have had a good conversation. I'm glad you guys are engaging in
On
one
the
another.
FBI website, it says that African Americans are not the most harmed by police officers in this country. That's the facts.
Let me tell you something.
I'm not saying
Listen,
they're
man.
not harmed. I'm not saying there's not an issue in the black community. I'm not saying there's not an issue in the poor community. I'm not saying there's not issues in this country. Okay? I'm not saying that at all. All I'm saying is the issues the media are pushing is a false narrative on the people, and it's not making you. It's dividing us. It's not putting us together, because ultimately, at the end of the day, we want the same things. He has kids, I have kids. We want our kids to grow up in a country that we can like, that we can believe in. And right now, the way the country's going, I don't believe in it.
What's your name? Raised on racism.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. It
No,
was.
wasn't.
Okay.
That's a lie.
This country has been
That's a
racist.
lie.
We came here as slaves.
Yeah,
My ancestors
this
built
trial
it
is,
up.
but this
That
other
you
stuff
wanna
is
wear
going to
a flag
affect
for. That you
America
want
as
my
well.
ancestors built
I think this is just a big distraction, but at the same time, it's not, because it is important.
What did I do?
This country is so, like, how isn't people noticing that this country is going downhill? Like, I know these politicians are noticing it. Like, come on, you can't be that stupid. You not know that this country is going downhill.
Did they have to go through redlining? Did they have to go through mass incarceration? Did they have their communities
Not
bombed
looking
and
good.
fired?
recognize that.
I can recognize that.
Okay.
But here's a question I have for you then, okay? Look, I'm not going to dispute any of those facts you just said. But here's a question I have for you, okay? So let's.
Now we can get one bit, guys.
Use this as an analogy because this is what you're doing with slavery, and I want you to understand.
Everyone's so divided. The mainstream media is the main issue when it comes to the division in this country, and politicians as well. Right? These people, and they're good for brainwashing black people. YouTube, I'm black, so don't ban me. But it's fact. They're good for brainwashing us. Just look at this.
The answer, they shouldn't have to pay for it. However,
These people didn't probably even watch none of the trial. This is all emotion driven. That's it. All about your stupid ass emotions nowadays. Look at the facts. Not your damn emotions. Yes, I'm guilty of using my emotions too. But after that, I go look at the facts and then I change it up. People don't do that.
And this is reality, okay? So we in this country, I think you can't deny this. We in this country get to vote on our leaders, right? We get to vote on our leaders. Yeah. We get to vote on decide who's on our city, who's on our not all the way down to the smallest thing in our community. We get to vote on a lot of things, right? Okay. So if you live in a community, and you look over the last 50 to 70 years, there's been no change in your community. But the same faction has run your community for the last 50 to 70 years, and all you want to do is blame other things. When are you going to decide that it might
This
be
dude
the
is
party that's
fucking
running
preaching
things
to the
to blame?
choir.
All of the major cities that have had violence in the last year, all of the major places that have had trouble with riots in the last year are all Democrat. Why is that? Can you answer that?
I like this guy.
I guess January 6th didn't happen. It was all
January 6th. Oh, here we go with this.
Tennessee is a Democratic city. It always has been and always will be. So again,
But it was all Republicans. There wasn't no Democrats there. Let me explain
no,
something.
stop a second. If you actually look at the court proceedings, half of them were FBI agents.
1995, 2 million black men came to Washington, D.C. We did a 1 million man march. 2 million of us was there. Not one went into the Capitol. Not one of them. Not one did we do any damage
And how
to the
many
Capitol.
FBI agents did you have intertwined in your group to be instigators?
I don't know, but that goes all the way to the
January 6th is a completely different discussion. So it's a completely different subject. Yeah, no, that's understandable. Fairness. But you do have a good point that you see a lot of democratically led cities have a lot of problems, high crime, unemployment.
I'ma restream this and make a video of him putting this dude.
Republican state's attorney, you got a police chief, won't nobody run against them. You got a sheriff, won't nobody run. You got the same mayor that been here. We need people to step up. And with your ideas, if you live here, I see you can run.
They just keep voting for the same party that's been having us black people in shackles for decades, and we continue. Well, most of us continue to vote for Democrats. They're not gonna do shit for us. They're not gonna do a damn thing for us. I'm saying that the Republicans are high and mighty. They shit. They probably won't do shit for us either. At the end of the day, all of them are fucking crooked politicians. I don't trust any politician. Neither should you. This government's corrupt, and it's only up to we the people to do something about it. That's all I gotta say about that. Only thing that we're doing is sitting here idle, not doing a damn thing, letting all this tyranny happen, letting a half-dead president run this country, letting all this censorship happen. We are letting this happen. All of us, including me. We are all letting this shit happen. No one's doing a damn thing. And probably won't do a damn thing because we've been pussified. Especially the men. We've been pussified. These people would not have been able to do this 50 years ago. It would have been a civil war way by now. That's why they're doing it now, and they're steady brainwashing our youth now to keep on with the control, for they can be easier to control. Because at the end of the day, that's all it's about. It's about control and who will comply. That's why they did the mask thing and the vaccine mandate shit, just to test to see who will bend over, suck the dick, basically.
I'm saying?
What a great first impression you just had, right?
That's what I. But hold on. But I come to find out there are some white allies that really care about what we thinking. It took me. I'm not a young boy. It took me all these years to realize it through all my research to find out that this country is a racist country. Now, me and you had agreed on some ideas. Have you been watching this trial?
I've watched the trial on TV,
Do
yes.
you think this trial has been really fair?
No.
Thank you. That's all I want to say.
And it hasn't been fair for Kyle.
Let's get a handshake here.
If this country is racist, you can leave. If it's this bad here, leave. Like, people always complain. Like, what else do you want? What do you want? Every time people ask them that, they can't say nothing because they don't know what they want.
Prosecution's problem. If you feel that the way, that's.
I'm talking about the prosecution. Name me how many defendants.
Yep, Shell, I agree with you.
Name me a trial. Name me one trial in America. I don't care. I said in America. Name me one trial that the defendant got to pick his jury.
He didn't pick his jurors. How it works in the state of Wisconsin is they have more jurors than what they need in case during the
Wisconsin
trial.
is so fucked up as far
You know
as
what though?
law is concerned.
You know what though? You know what court system even worse? Kentucky's 10 times worse.
I think we can agree on that, Wisconsin, right there. I think we can agree on that. Hey, you guys have been great dialogue. You guys, hey, been great stuff. I mean, that's. We're gonna dip out of here. I don't even know what my train of thought was before that happened, but that gives you an idea of the dialogue that's taking place. And I love the fact that they can stand side by side and have that discussion in a relatively peaceful way. I mean, of course, the language got heated. We understand that. But at the end of the day, they're exchanging ideas. And I really feel like they've got more in common than they really think. And they did bring up the media and the government and how the government, in their opinion and much of mine and many of you, is that the government benefits from having systemic racism, or at least that conversation embedded in our culture, because it does, like we just had pop up from time to time. And we don't want you also to forget, please support our nice patriot of Mike Lindell over at MyPillow.com. He has been such a leader in freedom of speech, our liberties, our Second Amendment, our right to vote, our voting integrity. He has done so much for America. And so let's step up and help him out as well. Go to MyPillow.com and put that promo code RSBN.
All right, guys. Well, they about to go take a break.
6% off your entire.
And to be honest, I should do the same thing. So, because I think YouTube is trying to do the sketchiness. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna get ready to call this the stream. For now, I'll be right back. So stay tuned, guys.